All right, Careblazer, this video, we are going to be talking about early warning signs of dementia that other family members missed. And only when they looked back were they able to identify, oh, that was an early sign of dementia. So here's what I'm thinking this video is really going to be helpful for. Number one, it's going to be helpful for anybody currently wondering if what they're seeing in their loved one is normal or maybe a sign of concern, because what mostly gets talked about when we talk about early signs of dementia are things like memory loss, getting confused, and all of the other symptoms that are so common get downplayed and not mentioned. And this often delays family members from getting a thorough evaluation for their loved one to get more information about what's going on. So number one, I think it will help other family members out there start to question and think, can something more be happening here? Number two, I think it'll be a nice reflection for those of you who already know your loved one have dementia to kind of look back and reflect on what was it for you? What was your sign that looking back, you missed it in the process, but looking back, you realize, oh, that was an early sign of dementia. Leave that in the comments below. Thirdly, what I want to say, and this is very important, is that don't feel bad for missing early warning signs. Many of us do because it's so easy. We're not walking around thinking everybody's going to get dementia. So when our loved ones don't quite seem like themselves, are doing things differently, it's easy. It could be poor sleep, changing their desires, getting in a routine, growing older. There's so many reasons why we would think that's just normal and sweep it under the rug. But hopefully, by doing a video like this with getting real life caregiver responses, which I'm going to be reading some of them from my phone here, we can all start thinking differently. Number one, realizing it's totally normal to miss some of those early warning signs. Feel free to leave yours in the comments below so you can help another Careblazer out. But let's get started here. Here's the question. What's an early warning sign of dementia that you wish you or your loved one hadn't ignored? It's kind of a little bit of a different question, actually. What do you wish you didn't ignore? This person not being able to bake or cook like they used to. Things started tasting off. Repeating the same stories over and over. I thought she just liked telling certain stories. Buying the same exact things when she already had them and then forgetting she had bought them. The paranoia and wild accusations of stealing. Accidentally putting things away wrong. For example, putting milk in the cupboard and not the fridge, not putting away dishes in the correct place despite living in the same house for 30 plus years, asking, where do I put this? When he stopped caring about things that he used to love. My dad was a wonderful gardener and he started neglecting his garden, specifically his roses, which were his pride and joy. Her world started getting narrower and smaller. She started eating all of the same foods, shopping at all the same places, never going anywhere new or meeting new people. I wrote it off as just having a strong routine. When she was saying what in response to almost everything someone had said, I thought she was just having trouble hearing. Turns out she was having trouble understanding simple things and needed more time to process the information. Okay, this person says, really subtle signs that may have been early signs. Seeming distracted during conversations on the phone, I would ask her, are you watching a show or are you on your computer, to see if she was just distracted for those things? Becoming generally a worse driver, complaining about losing friendships or being stuck at home, but refusing to actually do anything to contact friends. This one says their loved one fell for a scam. Oh, my husband wouldn't hold the door for me anymore. I know it sounds trivial, but he was such a gentleman and that was gone. My mom used to take beautiful photos with a digital camera and she often printed the results. Everyone in the family has at least one of the photos hanging on the wall. When she gave me an 8x10 of some tulips with a fuzzy background, I was confused. She said it was one of her best pictures yet, but it wasn't very good. At the time, I shrugged it off and put the picture on the fridge with a magnet. I look back now and know it was an early sign. Let's see what other ones real quick. Confusion around financial accounts and numbers. My grandfather got into the habit of hiding bills if he got the mail first. He knew the bill was something important and he would put it in a drawer for safekeeping. I'd find the bills all over the house. Light bill in a drawer in the dining room, phone bill in a kitchen drawer. Getting lost on drives and journeys that they have been on many times. With my mom, we noticed she bought the same items over and over and didn't use her vegetables in the fridge, letting them rot. Change in personality. very poor financial decisions, excessive porn watching in front of me, not even trying to hide it, messing up recipes she could have made in her sleep before. When she would see trailers on TV for movies that hadn't yet been released, she would say she had already seen it. Showing up for a 9 a.m. doctor's appointment well before dawn. Putting the car keys in the freezer. Okay, so as we can see, early warning signs of dementia go far beyond somebody just having trouble thinking. It shows up in their life. And here's the key. Whatever you suspect, if something is odd, you can have, encourage them to get tested, and not necessarily for dementia, because that might scare them away. Like, I don't have dementia, nothing's wrong with me, but maybe just a routine checkup at the doctor's office, because again, there are so many conditions that look like dementia in old age that are not dementia and can be helped. Things like depression, low hearing, low thyroid, B12 deficiencies, all kinds of things. So we want to rule that out. I saw not many, but I saw several comments on this thread that said, not like it would have mattered if I caught it earlier, but this. Well, quite frankly, it could matter if you catch it earlier. No, we do not have a cure for any of the dementias at this time. However, if you catch it earlier, we might be able to do some of the treatments to help with the symptoms, to help slow it down, to help give better quality of life, maybe qualify for a clinical trial, help get affairs in orders, paperwork in order, get more information about what's actually happening so we have better ways to respond. Just because there isn't a cure doesn't mean the diagnosis is worthless. However, that being said, we know many people do not have an official diagnosis. The majority of people never get an official diagnosis, but there is a little bit of help and maybe reassurance, kind of knowing what's going on. I'm actually curious about that. If you've already left maybe what an early sign is that you wish you hadn't missed below, that's great. You can also leave, was it worth it for you to get a diagnosis? Do you feel like that helped you in some big way, or gave you some peace of mind or reassurance? How did getting a formal diagnosis help you in any way? That would be really valuable, I think, for the other people watching the video down in the comments below. Careblazer, that's what I have for you today. Just a general sampling of what real life everyday caregivers have noticed in the very first changes for their loved one. I think for me, when I look back, I think changes in the daily routine, changes in their personality, what they found interesting, and for both of my parents, very minimal, like no longer a care for hygiene, especially with my dad, who was always very into good hygiene. That just seemed to go out the window. So that would have been, maybe looking back, one of the earlier signs for me. Okay. I'm sending you so much love, Careblazer. I'll be back next week with a new video. Bye.
Also, Nico gets a belly rub for every person who subscribes from this video. So if you haven't already, click the red subscribe button. It's totally free. And Nico says, thank you very much.